The Twitter board no longer has a role as a result of Elon Musk's recent decision to make Twitter private. How much did the departing board get, and what will a new Twitter board look like under Elon Musk's ownership? Discover how Elon just fired the Twitter board with us in this video. Welcome to TechLux, where we provide the most up-to-date tech videos. If you haven't yet, please smash that like button and hit that big red button to subscribe to our channel. As soon as the Tesla billionaire purchased 100 shares for the American microblogging service, Twitter board was out of the job. The tweet that stated, "The Twitter board has reached an agreement with Elon Musk," was sent out by outgoing Twitter board chair Brad Taylor. Parag Agrawal is the outgoing CEO and previously served as the chief technical officer. Jack Dorsey, a co-founder of Twitter and former CEO, is another prominent former board member. Jack left his position as CEO in November of last year and was scheduled to resign from the board in May of this year. When the Twitter board decided to use a poison pill strategy against him, the Tesla CEO objected. Elon was not intended to be persuaded to purchase the business by the scheme. With the new procedure in place, the board had the option to issuing further shares should Elon Musk's stake rise over 14.9%. Elon had acquired his 9.2% ownership in the social networking site at that point, which he had paid $2.9 billion. Except for the shareholder who wants to take the company private, all other shareholders were to be permitted to purchase the new shares at a discount. In this instance, Elon Musk's ploy plan was designed to expire after 1 year. Jack Dorsey, although being a board member, opposed to the board's decision to accept to the ploy proposal. He was perhaps the lone board member to back Elon Musk's decision. Prince Alalaweed bin Talal of Saudi Arabia was the first to reject Musk's offer in a tweet that reads, "I don't believe that the proposed offer by Elon Musk's $54.20 per share comes close to the intrinsic value of Twitter given its growth prospects being one of the largest and long-term shareholders of Twitter Kingdom, KHC, and I reject this offer." The founder of Tesla blasted the board for rejecting his proposal, and the tech legend threatened to bring the takeover to the company before the shareholders if the board kept up their rigid attitude. Since they are the actual proprietors of the corporation, he said, the shareholders ought to have the final word. As disclosed by Musk in a tweet that says, if the current Twitter board takes actions contrary to shareholder interests, they would be breaching their fiduciary duty. The liability they would thereby assume would be titanic in scale in the documents filed at the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. The software billionaire claims that the offer price should be accepted by the board because it is his best and last for the majority of this year. The price of a share of Twitter has been extremely low, fluctuating from 33 to 38. Elon Musk is so important that the price only rose to $47 after the CEO of Tesla invested $9.2 in social media platform. Because of his fame as a software prodigy, he can influence cryptocurrency values with just one tweet. Tesla, the producer of EV, spends very little money advertising its cars, in contrast to other automakers that spend millions of dollars on advertising, making Musk a huge Twitter benefit as he utilizes the platform to promote and advertise his enterprises. Elon, on the other hand, has drawn a lot of criticism due to his prominence and has received harsh punishment for commitments that the authorities deem to be deceptive. Musk made the vow to eliminate the pay of the Twitter board because he always likely irritated with the board for stalling his ambitions to take the social media network private. He says in a tweet, "Board salary will be $0 if my bid succeeds, so that's $3 million a year saved right there." Given that the Tesla billionaire has generally been successful in taking the company private, the resignation of the Twitter board is no longer a threat but rather a possibility. Averaging between $250,000 to $300,000 annually is the salary for each member of the Twitter board. Since board members are not involved in the day-to-day operations of the business, Musk believes that the payment made to the board are not warranted. The responsibility of managing the company's activities falls on the CEO and his staff. Due to the passive nature, the majority of people view the board's work as more akin to a part-time job. It is startling to hear that only 2.37% of Twitter was owned by the 11 board members. When the share of Jack Dorsey, which is 2.25%, is withdrawn, the stake even drops to 0.12 for 10 board members. The fact that one board member does not even own a single share of the social media company is even more astounding. The biggest benefits that the board receives are their salaries, and they stand to lose relatively little in terms of share ownership, which explains why they oppose the purchase of the business that would result to their unemployment. The Twitter board, which has been benefiting greatly from the site for microblogging, Jack Dorsey stands to gain the most from the company's sale to tech tycoon Elon Musk. Dorsey controlled 2.25% of the business, or around 18,042,428 shares. Jack Dorsey has already amassed approximately $1 billion in cash as a result of Elon taking the microblogging platform private for $54.2 per share. Dorsey has consistently refused to accept a salary from the business. Parag Agrawal, CEO of Twitter, will receive $39.5 million from the agreement, while former board chair Omid Kordestani will receive a severance of $50.6 million. Twitter board chair Brett Taylor is set to earn a cash payment of slightly over $3 million. However, the Vanguard Group, which will receive $4.5 billion in exchange for its 10.3% ownership of the corporation, will be the most fortunate of all. Given their 5.2% ownership of Twitter, the Kingdom holding firm, led by Saudi Prince Talal, will receive $2.9 billion. The Tesla billionaire has committed to install a new board despite having purchased a 100% share in the company, now that the existing Twitter board has been fired. There will continue to be some Twitter's shareholders, according to Musk. In a tweet that read, "We'll attempt to keep as many stockholders in privatized Twitter as permitted by law," he made this revelation. A private limited corporation like Twitter must now have at least one board member at the maximum of 50, according to the law. Musk's inclusion of the board is a given that he now owns the business. Jack Dorsey, the former CEO of Twitter, is also extremely likely to join the board of directors because he has been one of the biggest proponents of the acquisition. Having Jack on his advisory board will benefit Musk as well as because of his wealth of experience using social media. As the person who sent the very first tweet on Twitter, Dorsey has been there since the beginning. CEO Parag Agrawal has a good likelihood to remaining in the position, which would automatically make him a board member. Parag will make the finest CEO because he is still young, talented, and has more time to get to know the business. As the CEO of his other digital companies, including SpaceX, Tesla, and Neuralink, and the Boring Company, Musk is unlikely to take the helm of Twitter. He may not have the time to devote the position. Jack Dorsey may be too busy with his financial payment startup, Block, to serve as a Twitter CEO, despite the fact that he is expected to accept the job of chairman. We won't be shocked if Kimball Musk, the younger brother of Elon Musk, is elected to the Twitter board either. If Kimball is elected to the Twitter board, what happened when Musk invested a sizable sum in Tesla in 2004 and was appointed chairman will be repeated. Later, his brother Kimball joined the Tesla board as a member, with Musk serving as its chair. Elon Musk recently fired the Twitter board and will shortly replace them with a better board, so expect significant changes. Twitter is entering a new era right now. Anyway, this ends our video. What do you think? Do you think Elon Musk made the right decision to fire the previous Twitter board? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome content like this one in the near future.